and somewhat microservices. So in the upcoming chapters, we are going to see a new example, that is Midway. What was the example? The new case study, this one. Midwest University Association, kind of business document. It is not a business foolproof business document, but kind of history kind of thing. So so we are going to see this case study first, then we will move on to that REST service based service modeling and service design. Whatever we have seen till now, we are only using the web service based, right? We are only using the SOAP based services for modeling as well as for designing. We are not gone through that REST based service modeling and service designing. So for that we have two more chapters, that is 13 and 14th, and after that we have a common chapter that is about versioning. Then the whole syllabus खत्म हो जाएगा वहाँ पे 15 पे. Okay, so my recommendation is go through that PDF only. Okay, so in the last lecture sorry, in the last lecture we have seen which part? This one. So till this point in the previous lecture we have already seen what is the meaning of this get weekly hours limit and this update history, right? Everyone remember? Everyone able to recall those concepts which we have discussed in which on the 11th, maybe 11th of February. Let me show you the screen. Okay, so we have seen an example of a service which is consist of two XSD, right? The first XSD was which one? This WSDL file was based on two XSD. Which two XSD? Anyone? Where we had two operations, the concatenation operation and the second one was addition operation, right? So for these two operations in a single WSDL file, we have included two XSD, right? The concat XSD and this addition XSD, right? How we have included these two? Using the import statement. भूल गया सब ना, 4 दिन का 5 दिन का गैप हो जाता है एक चैप्टर में, तो वही होता है. ओके, सो यहां तक जो हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया था लास्ट लेक्चर में, दैट वाज ऑल अबाउट द सर्विस ओरिएंटेड डिजाइन, राइट? सो now we are going to see what are the basic principles, what are the guidelines we should follow, right? What are the basic guidelines we should follow while designing SOAP based services. SOAP based services are generally called web services. So if someone says web service, it simply means SOAP based web service, right? And if for REST based service, you need to explicitly name it REST based web service, and for SOAP based, it's simply called as web services, right? So the whole chapter is based on web services. That means it is SOAP based web services. So in the lab class, we have already seen the guidelines for designing of REST based web services, right? Everyone, where we have seen this one must be resource, it must follow some guideline, like it should be noun, then we must follow this, then we must have this HTTP verb for like get, post, right? Remember all those concepts?
Yes, sir.
So similar kind of guidelines are also possible, are also given over here in this chapter. We need to see them. What are those guidelines? So coming to those guidelines, so yeah, you can read this part. We have already discussed these parts, these things. These parts we have already discussed in previous class, so no need to go through this. Yeah. So it is saying over here, it may be possible that in the previous chapter we have seen this diagram already built up, right? In the previous service oriented analysis chapter number 11th. So in the previous chapter we have already built this diagram, right? So what we have concluded, what we have inferred from this chapter, this employee service. So we can see over here, this employee service consists of two operations, right? Which one? The get weekly hours limit and the update history, right? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
This one. So we can see over here, this get weekly hours limit. We are getting data from another table, and this update history, we are updating the history of employee into another table, right? It belongs to accounting, and it belongs to which department? You can see over here. This belongs to accounting, and this belongs to HR department, right? Which department? HR department. This belongs to HR department. We have already seen this diagram here. This one. This belongs to accounting department. This belongs to HR department, right? So, we can see over here, these two operations belongs to different tables. So we have concluded, we have inferred that this service can be composed of two utility service. This one, first utility service, and this second utility service, right? So it may be possible that at service oriented design phase, not modeling phase, right? It may be possible at service oriented design phase, you may come up with a new kind of architecture, right? You can see over here, these new bubbles are included in this chapter, not in the previous chapter. How we are able to get these bubbles now? Because of operations, right? Because these two operations, first one is weekly hours limit, and this one is update history, right? So both these bubbles represent utility service. That is why I have marked, I have highlighted these lines over here, so that you can compare it with the layered architecture, right? So it is not always true that you come up with a correct architecture only at the service oriented analysis phase. It may be possible you can get कोई message किया गया? Okay, so you can get more utility services at the design phase also, right? So it's all over the design phase. All what we have learned till date in this chapter, all things are included over here. You can see over here, we have already seen these parts: message type, get, message, weekly response. याद है कि सब भूल गया? ये सब लास्ट क्लास में हम लोग देख चुके हैं ये सब. भूल गया सब?
याद है सर.
ओके, मैं पूछता हूँ किसी से पहले, तब पता चलेगा किसको क्या याद है. राकेश कुमार, राकेश, आर यू अवेलेबल?
यस सर.
कहाँ भाग जाता है? सरस्वती पूजा का तैयारी करने चला गया था?
नो सर, अनम्यूट कर रहा था.
Okay, so can you tell something what we have discussed in this chapter till now? Anyone, कोई बता दो. राकेश की मदद करो कोई। निर्मल चंद्र पांडा,
यस सर।
कुछ तो बोल दो।
सर पहले हमने बिजनेस डॉक्यूमेंट से उसका जो रिक्वायरमेंट था पहले उसे एनालाइज किया, फिर
इस
उस
चैप्टर में,
रिक्वायरमेंट
इस चैप्टर में आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस चैप्टर ओनली।
सर इस चैप्टर में हमने जो पहले एक सर्विस था उसका यूटिलिटी सर्विस क्या क्या हो सकता है उसको डिजाइन कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे।
So what is the input of this chapter? Means at the service oriented design phase, what was the input? क्या था इनपुट? कहां से हम लोगों ने शुरुआत किया था? कोई बता सकता है? ऐसे काम नहीं चलेगा। शुभम कुलकर्णी wants to say something. मोहम्मद रिकज,
यस सर बोलिए सर।
what was the input in this chapter? Means service oriented design phase. At the service oriented design phase, what was the input? From where we have started using this service oriented design phase, this chapter number 12.
सर सर्विस ओरिएंटेड एनालिसिस फिर
What was the input at this stage? हम लोगों ने पिछले चैप्टर से ये जुड़ा हुआ है। रुको, कोई पूछता, ऋषभ सोनी, do you have any idea?
Sir, all the operations that are required that we have analyzed in the analysis phase. So that is input for the design phase, and we research over those operations and found whatever the operations that are similar, we compose them in a single unit, and that goes on.
I am talking about this chapter only.
So this is about contract design, that is designing of the WSJ, how to design the WSJ file.
कोई मैसेज कर रहा है क्या? कुछ पता नहीं चल रहा, किधर से पता चलेगा? इधर से ये चमक क्यों रहा है बार बार? 4 क्या लिखा रहा है?
सर वो आपका एक्टिविटी वाला में नोटिफिकेशन इस कारण दिखा रहा है।
ओ इधर, ओ सॉरी, इट्स कॉलिंग मी। वन सेकंड गाइस। वन सेकंड। यस सर, यस सर, मैं देख लेगा अभी जस्ट। जल्दी सोचो, मैं सर आ रहे हैं, पूछेंगे कुछ। कहाँ गया? So we have started this chapter from, in the previous chapter we have come to this diagram where we have this one, you can say this diagram, this one, right? this part we got from the previous chapter, right?
Yes sir.
Or from the starting of this chapter, I've already told you we need to design the contract, right? We need to design the contract for this one: employee, timesheet, invoice, notification, confirm authorization, and submission. And we need to follow certain steps, right? So we have already discussed. We are not going to see each one of them. We are going to take this example, this employee example, and we are going to perform some steps on this employee this employee service, right? And similar kind of steps we need to do for this timesheet, invoice, notification, confirm authorization, and timesheet, and you need to use the BPL component to compose them, right? So we have started the journey of this chapter from this employee service, and we have discussed this employee services has two operations. How we come to know that this employee service has two operations? Anyone?
Sir, because it has two databases. The
No.
content system.
We have come in the last chapter. See, in the last chapter we have already discussed what are the different operations in this employee, timesheet, invoice. So in the previous chapter we have done this part. What are the different operations residing in this employee service and timesheet service and this invoice service, right? So from the previous chapter we come across this diagram. Employee has two operations, right? And now in this chapter what we have done, we have started from this one. So we have designed an XSD for this one and designed an XSD for, right? And we have composed this XSD into a new XSD, that is final XSD, right? And from that final XSD we have created a WSDL file. We have seen an example. Which example? That addition service and concatenation service, where we have first name. The first XSD was first name, last name, it was a string, this was a string, and the second XSD was integer A and integer B, right? देख चुके हैं ना हम लोग ये?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
कुछ याद आया कि नहीं, सब भूल गए?
यस सर।
तो ये डिस्कस किए थे लास्ट चैप्टर में, यहाँ पे इस चैप्टर में तुम लोग ग्रुपिंग का बात करो, वो ग्रुपिंग से ऑपरेशन आया था कोई पर्टिकुलर सर्विस में, तो वो प्रीवियस चैप्टर था। थोड़ा रिवीजन करके आया करो, ऐसे काम नहीं चलेगा।
तो सर आप मुझे इनपुट तो बिजनेस डॉक्यूमेंट ही है ना अपना?
इनपुट प्रीवियस स्टेज का हम पूछ रहे हैं, इस चैप्टर का। तुम लोग प्रीवियस स्टेज का बताओ। इस चैप्टर का इनपुट ये है, ये वाला डायग्राम।
यस सर।
तो ना तुम इसको तुम क्या कर रहे हो, ये एम्प्लॉय सर्विस है, तो तुम इसको क्या कर रहे हो अब? वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड आउट द व्हाट वाज दैट contract, service contract. We are designing this service contract in this chapter. So go through the lecture of previous lecture, you will find something more. So यही पूरा कहानी चला था लास्ट लेक्चर में, जो हम लोग पूरा खत्म कर चुके थे। जो कोई मुझे मैसेज किया था कि सर आर वी गोइंग टू स्टार्ट 13 चैप्टर इन नेक्स्ट क्लास, तो मैंने बोला था कि नहीं, अभी बचा हुआ है कुछ। So this part is left over. So what was that? What is the service design guidelines? What are the set of some guidelines we need to remember, we need to follow for while designing web services contracts? So first one is apply naming standards. What are those? See over here, I have already written this for you guys. Yeah, this one. First one is apply naming standards. The second one is, इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? इसको समझने की जरूरत है। इसको क्या कहते हैं, अब सेमी कॉलन प्रोग्रामिंग में लगाना, इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं ना है, वो प्रैक्टिस से हो जाता है। सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ थिंग है ये भी। ये प्रैक्टिस जितना करोगे इतना, जितना इफ यू क्रिएट 1000 नंबर ऑफ सर्विसेज, दिस ऑटोमेटिकली गेट्स इनटू योर माइंड, राइट? सो इसको जरूरत नहीं है पूरा मगअप करने की, ये सब ऑटोमेटिक हो जाता है प्रैक्टिस से, इयर्स ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस से। सो द फर्स्ट वन इज अप्लाई नेमिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स। सो in class and objects, you must have seen the class name must be start with a capital letter, right everyone?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, let's say I am creating a class student, and it must have some operations. So operations, see, the class name must be a noun, right? Because it is going to produce some objects, right? So it is correlating with the real world. So class name should be a noun and the operations must be a verb, right?
Yes, sir.
तो दिस इज सम काइंड ऑफ गाइडलाइंस इन ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग। ऐसा तो नहीं है कि अगर हम लोग यहाँ ए लिख दे, क्लास ए, और यहाँ पे बी लिख दे तो नहीं काम करेगा। काम तो तब भी करेगा ये। बट वी नीड टू फॉलो सम सर्टेन गाइडलाइंस जिससे लगे कि हम लोग डेवलपर हैं। तो पहला है, द फर्स्ट वन इज अप्लाई नेमिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स, द सेकेंड वन इज अप्लाई सुटेबल लेवल ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एपीआई ग्रैनुलरिटी। ठीक है। So what is the meaning of this? How we can confirm we are applying suitable level of granularity in our services or not? We'll going to see these things. And the third one is design web service operations to be inherently extensible. Right? What is the meaning of this? We are going to see. So the fourth one is consider using modular WSDL document. The fifth one is using namespace carefully. So till now we haven't discussed the concept of namespaces. So at this point we are going to see what is the meaning of namespaces and what is the meaning of those target namespaces and why this is XML schema.org. So what is the meaning of this website? So we are going to see, don't worry. And the use of SOAP document and literal values. So on one by one we are going to see this. Yeah. So these all points are self-explanatory. You can go through on your own, but I am going to discuss this somewhat. So you can see the naming standards should follow some certain guidelines. What are those? Service endpoint names. There must be a service endpoint name. Means service endpoint तो होगा ही, कैसे लिखना है। ठीक है। Guidelines to write the naming standard for service endpoint names and how we should write the service operation name or what should be the message values, right? जैसे क्लास में एक क्लास का नाम होना चाहिए, एक मेथड का नाम होना चाहिए ना, एक ऑब्जेक्ट का नाम होना चाहिए, तो होना तो चाहिए ही, ये तीनों होना चाहिए एक ऑपरेशन वेब सर्विस के लिए। लेकिन ये कैसे लिखना है, we should follow these from these guidelines. What are those guidelines? See over here. So it is saying the first point is saying if the service candidate is of high potential, high reuse potential, if the, you can go through these lines, service candidate with high reuse potential should always be stripped of any naming characteristics that hint at the business process for which they were originally built. Right. So suppose you are creating a service which is highly reuse potential. ठीक है। तो you should not name it like get timesheet, this one, get timesheet submission ID. If it has high reuse potential, then we should name it as get ID, not this timesheet submission. We should strip of this, right? Because it is saying कि ये बिजनेस प्रोसेस रिलेटेड है। एवरीवन गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
एक गाना है, इस पे मैं बताता हूँ कौन सा है। एक हाँ, एक गाना है ना, रब ने बनाया तुझे मेरे लिए। एनीवन heard of this one, this song?
No, sir.
नहीं सुना है?
यस सर सुना है।
तो इससे क्या पता चल रहा है कि इसको बनाया गया है टाइमशीट सबमिशन के लिए।
यस सर।
तो इसको यूज नहीं करना। इससे क्या पता चल जाएगा कि this operation is intended for only timesheet submission, right? So if it is had high reuse potential, so we should not include this timesheet submission in its name, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
ये गाना को याद रखोगे, काम चल जाएगा। Okay, the next point is sorry, there or not? No. कोई हिंदी गाना नहीं सुनता है क्या? वो पुराना गाना हो गया थोड़ा। Okay. So the second point is the second guidelines you can say. So second guidelines is entity services. Whatever the entity services in your architecture, you should name it in a such a way that conforms the organizational original entity models. Right? What is the meaning of this? Suppose suppose in your organization there are customers, there is some kind of invoices, and there is employee, right? So the services name must reflect those entity models. So starting में ही मैंने तुम लोग को बताया था कि entity service always related with entity models, right? So those entity service must be named as invoice, customer, and employee. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly, we have suppose we have some operations. These are the operations. Once again, suppose we have some operations, so we should always name it with some verb-based name, right? Operations should be named in a verb-based manner, like do this one, do this following, right? So we should write like this one. So similarly, we have different sets of guidelines. You can go through this. So these are common sense, right? While writing services for your organization or for any third party, you should follow these guidelines. और ये अपने आप होगा, ये common sense में है, अपने आप हम लोग गलती नहीं कर सकते हैं, उस टाइप से होगा, ये अपने आप होगा, इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन go through these points.
कुछ एग्जाम्पल अभिषेक, कुछ एग्जाम्पल दिखा दो सर्विसेज के नाम की, कुछ दिखा दो। ये लड़के बहुत करते हैं। हाउ टू स्टार्ट विद द वर्ब, हाउ टू स्टार्ट विद द वर्ब।
Okay.
कुछ एग्जाम्पल छोटी सी दिखा दो तो।
Suppose you have a class diagram. Let's say you have a class. Let's say this is a student. So if you want to add some operation to this student, what kind of operation would be? Anyone?
Student name, roll number.
Operation. I am asking about the operation, not the attributes. See, whatever the see, one second. Someone is just speaking. Let me complete first. So suppose this is a class, and this class is represented as a table in your database, right? So if anyone wants to add a particular data in this student, it simply means you want to add a particular student in this row. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So you can have a register function, right? Register function which would take a student parameter, right? So register means adding a new row, means adding a new student. So register is a verb. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
वर्ब का पता है ना, मतलब तब पता होगा। चल, so similarly if you are designing for some kind of utility service, it must be grouped with verb plus noun, right? Or you can use only nouns. So these are some guidelines. Go through these. ये अपने आप होगा, ठीक है, इसको याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है। ये सब हम लोग नाम उस तरह से, अगर तुम नाम उस तरह से दोगे जो सही उस वक्त के लिए सही हो रहा है, तो वो indirectly you are following the guidelines. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suppose you want to write a program, and let's say a program which has for loop. So if you are always using integer I, sorry, if you are using integer I in every program, that is you can say incorrect way of writing a program, right? So if you are using it for counting purpose, you should write integer count. If you are using for some another purpose, you should use those kind of variables, right? Getting my point? If it is for traversing purpose, so it should write like index. So you should not write always integer I or unsigned integer I. So it is a common mistakes based on these interviewers judge you. Okay. So the second guidelines is apply a suitable level of contract API granularity. ठीक है? So in the maybe second last class, Rishabh was asking something on this API granularity, sir. Whether we should go for fine-grained granularity or we should go for coarse-grained granularity, right? Rishabh was asking, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your solution is over here. Go through these points. You will see what are the difference between using this. अगर if I ask you means granularity means क्या means simply you can say you can compare it with size, right? So fine grained has lesser size. This is fine grained, smaller services, right? And let's say coarse grained, so it means services which are encapsulating high amount of logic, right? So you can define in this way. So you can say this coarse grained is composed of these many fine grained services, right?
Yes, sir.
So एक तुम लोग एक मैथ में कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़े होगे ना, लोकल डोमेन और ग्लोबल डोमेन इन मैथमेटिक्स.
Yes, sir.
तो उसमें एक बहुत फेमस कोट है, कहीं का अमीर आदमी कहीं का गरीब हो सकता है.
Yes, sir.
Suppose this is a line, this is a maxima over here, and let's say this is max. So ये यहाँ इस पोर्शन के लिए ये अमीर है, तो इस पोर्शन के लिए ये गरीब हो गया, इस पोर्शन के लिए ये अमीर है, तो इस पोर्शन के लिए ये गरीब हो गया. So it is kind of relative thing, right? Similar concepts occur in fine grained and coarse grained. Suppose you have designed or you have modeled a single business process. You come up with this kind of architecture where you have 3 services over here, these services over here, 2 services over here, and you have 1 services over here. So it is coarse grained relative to this one, and this one. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And this is for business process 1. And suppose you have 5 business processes in your project, right? So let's say this is BP1 and this is BP2. So similar kind of architecture will be for this one as well, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's say another business process which is a composition of BP1 and BP2. So each of these services, at this lower level of BP3 would be coarse grained with respect to this coarse grained. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you repeat once? I mean, like.
Okay, one second. See, if you considering this BP1 business process 1, then this service at the upper level will be coarse grained with respect to these services, because these are fine grained with respect to this one, because we are composing these services to make a single business task service, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, at this BP2, these are fine grained with respect to this one, because this is task services. It is a composition of these services, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So suppose you have business process 3. You have business process 3. So if we talk about the lower level service, this service is itself coarse grained with respect to the coarse grained at this BP1.
Yes, sir.
Getting a point? वो वही वाला कंसेप्ट है. यहाँ का ये जो मैक्सिमम था ये इसके लिए मिनिमम हो गया इस एरिया के लिए. ठीक है. So there are different kinds of granularity on the basis of different scopes of the function. We have defined 4 types of granularity. The first one is service granularity, capability granularity, constant granularity, and the data granularity. ठीक है. So what is the meaning of this service granularity? This represents the functional scope of a service. So for example, fine grained services granularity indicates there is a small quantity of logic, right? A small quantity of logic associated with the service overall functional context, right? So these all have only the surface meaning. If you go through these points, you will get it easily. So the capability granularity, what this capability granularity means, the functional scope of individual service capabilities. The service capabilities means, once again, functional scope of individual service capabilities is represented by this granularity level. Let's say, for example, get detail capability will tend to have finer measure of granularity than get document. See over here. How we are judging? Anyone? कैपेबिलिटी से जज कर रहे हैं ग्रैनुलैरिटी को. वी आर जजिंग द ग्रैनुलैरिटी बेस्ड ऑन कैपेबिलिटी. सपोज this is a service which takes two numbers and add them 2 or 3. This is the capability of this service. And let's say this is the service, it's add not 2 numbers, it add 5 numbers, 5, 3, 2, 9, 11. So on the basis of capability we can say this is more capability granular than this one. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So the basis of different parameters we are judging the granularity. First one, what was the criteria? The quantity of logic. Quantity of logic. Let's say this service has 5 lines of code and this service has 10 lines of code, irrespective of the programming language. Suppose this is using the Java, so हो सकता है कि इसको प्रिंट करवाने में 10 लाइन लग जाए, इसको प्रिंट करवाने में 1 ही लाइन लग जाए if it is using Python. So we are not considering the programming language over here. So quantity of logic, we are only considering the logic. किस प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में कर रहा हो उस पे हम लोग यहाँ पे कंसिडर नहीं कर रहे हैं. Sorry. So yeah. So the first parameter is what was the first parameter? The quantity of logic. The second parameter was, we have just discussed, what was that? Capability. ठीक है. Capability, वो कितना काम कर रहा है. तो so you can see over here, get detail and get document, दोनों का पर्पस क्या है? Get, both are both having the same kind of functionality, but depending on the capability we are considering one is more finer than second one. The third parameter based on which we are judging the granularity is constraint. Right. So you can see over here, the coarser the one second. The coarser the constant granularity, the less constraint is given capability will have, right? Or you can say a small amount of data validation logic, right? Similarly, on the basis of data as well, we can measure the granularity of 2 different services. You can see over here the example, a fine grained a fine grained data granularity is equal to a small amount of data, right? So if it is using a smaller amount of data, we can simply say that is fine level of data granularity, right? So these are some granularity features. Based on that, we can decide granularity parameters, right? So again,
सर
Yeah.
जब भी कॉन्ट्रैक्ट डिजाइन होगा उसकी ग्रैनुलैरिटी जब चेक करेंगे तो ये चारों पैरामीटर पे चेक करेंगे या कोई भी एक पे?
see, granularity डिपेंड करता है तुम्हारे see, granularity depends totally on your requirements. Suppose sometimes if you required a fine grained, see the benefit of using the fine grained, it increases the potential of reusability, right? You know, suppose in the previous example, we were using two XSD, this concat XSD and this which one? Addition XSD. So why we are doing this one? Because if we check on this data granularity aspect, this would be more coarse grain, this one and this one.
Yes, sir.
Right. So if we are using these two into single, or why we are using this way? We could have XML schema like this one: request, first name, last name, integer A, integer B, and response, concat, full name, and क्या था, sum. We could have this kind of a XML schema, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
तो
sir.
कोई पूछा नहीं हमसे कि सर ऐसा क्यों नहीं बना है? जैसा मन कीजिएगा तैसा बनाइएगा.
सर इसमें अगर हमको सिर्फ एडिशन यूज करना होगा तो फिर उसके लिए भी पूरा ये कंसीडर कर
सकते हैं, जो मन में यूज आएगा उसको करेंगे. So why we have broken this into two parts? Because at later point of time we may require this way, this as well, or this as well, right? Or second reason was this belongs to different department and this belongs to different department. It belongs to accounting department and it was belong, not this one, this कौन सा example, employee service, right? So this was belonging to accounting department and this was belonging to HR department. So sorry. तो फ्यूचर में रीयूजेबिलिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग ऐसा करते हैं, ठीक है? तो हमारे पास ऑप्शंस है, वी हैव डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस फॉर यूजिंग द मेजरिंग द, यू कैन से, द ग्रैनुलैरिटी, राइट? इट कंप्लीटली डिपेंड्स अपॉन यू which way you want to go. Getting my point? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So अगर कोई बुक पढ़ रहे हो तो वो उसका बुक का काम ही होता है सारा रास्ता दिखा देना. This is the one way, this is the second way, this is the third way, this is the fourth way. अब इसमें से कौन सा चूज करना है डिपेंड ऑन योर प्रोजेक्ट्स. If you are talking in the software engineering, we have different kind of SDLC models, right? We have waterfall model, we have this one. तो उसमें क्वेश्चन ये हो सकता है, सर हम इसको भी यूज कर ले, इसको भी यूज कर ले, इसको भी यूज कर ले. नहीं, we should go for only one, depending on the requirements of the project, right? तो बुक में तो पूरा तो बताएगा, वो तो उसका काम है बुक का बताना पूरा. ओके. Okay, so now we are at, let me first deal with this. Yeah. So consider using modular WSDL file. So we have already seen this concept, means we have already used this concept in the previous diagram, this one, this diagram. So it is saying in this topic it is simply saying we should go for modularity in your XSD schemas. So what we have done in this example, we have first module for this one single module for this one, and one individual module for this one. This one. Getting my point?
Yes,
So
sir.
it is also following certain guidelines. ये ऐसे ही नहीं कर दिया गया था. Because of some certain guidelines, we have done this thing, right? So कैसे पता चलेगा कि हम लोग कैसे करें? So for that we have these guidelines. So follow this guideline. See over there. Sorry. So in the WSDL service descriptions can be assembled dynamically at the runtime, right? So suppose we have different XSD schemas, so you can simply compose them dynamically at runtime so that it becomes a single XSD, right? Through the use of import statements. In the previous lecture, we have seen this important of this. इंपोर्ट स्टेटमेंट देखे थे ना?
यस सर.
याद ही नहीं किसी को. ओके. जब लैब मतलब वो जो XML स्कीमा का जो बता रहे थे, तो इधर साइड में नहीं था जहाँ पे सीक्वेंस एलिमेंट रहता है, जहाँ से ड्रैग एंड ड्रॉप करते, तो वहाँ पे एक इंपोर्ट का ऑप्शन था.
यस सर.
यस सर.
याद आया किसी को?
Yes, sir.
जो हम कहते कि यहाँ से ड्रॉप करो और यहाँ से आ जाएगा. थोड़ा रिवीजन करके आया करो. चलो. So using that import statement that link the separate files contains part of service definitions, right? So why we are doing this? ऐसे थोड़ी मन है तो कर लिए. So this allows you to define modules for types, operation and binding that can be shared across WSDL documents, right? So इससे फायदा क्या होगा? It may be possible you can use those types and operation in different WS documents, right? Not in a single WS document. So suppose in let's say this part we are going to use for second WSDL file, and this part we are going to compose with, let's say, third XSD 3.xsd, and we are going to compose this one, and we are going to use this in let's say 4.wsdl file, right? So it is possible only if you have used this kind of architecture. What was that? The modular WSDL architecture. So it allows you to leverage any existing XML schema. So suppose it may be possible sometimes, suppose some company wants to go from monolithic architecture from to service oriented architecture. तो ज्यादातर अभी कंपनी में यही हो रहा है. यहाँ पर जो पहले से उनके पास है उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म किया जा रहा है सर्विस ओरिएंटेड आर्किटेक्चर, माइक्रो सर्विस आर्किटेक्चर, और डिपेंडिंग ऑन देयर प्रोजेक्ट they are switching their architecture because change management is very important in the previous architecture. So this service oriented architecture and microservices architecture are built only for the change, so it supports changes. So suppose you have XSD over here, let's say thousands of XSD over here. So I am as an architect want to develop this service oriented architecture based on this monolithic codes, right? So why we should go for new XSD schemas? We should not go for new XSD schemas. We simply use these existing schemas, right? Code थोड़ी पुराना हो जाता है. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So we can use this. We can leverage, take the advantage. Existing schemas modules we already have designed, right? So you can separate schemas into granular modules that indicates individual complex types, and we simply put those schemas into central repositories of schemas, and whenever you require, simply use them and compose them and use in your WSDL definitions. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello,
so
sir.
now the yeah.
सर किसी दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट में भी इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं क्या स्कीमा को?
हाँ, कुछ भी कर सकते हैं। तुम इस लेवल पे ये सोच सकते हो, तो जो उस लेवल पे बना रहे हैं वो नहीं सोचे होंगे कि ऐसा फीचर डालना होगा।
यस सर।
ओके। So the concept of namespaces. What is the meaning of namespaces? We have already encountered this keyword before in our XSD sessions. So namespace simply means, what is the meaning of namespace? Anyone? Why do we use namespaces?
So it is used to like to identify objects.
Identify objects. Ambiguity ना आ जाए उसको बचाने के लिए किया जाता है, ठीक है?
Yes, sir. So we'll use unique kinds.
हाँ. For the uniqueness in your projects, we use namespaces. Suppose in our class, in our CS2, CS3, there are two Abhishek and Abhishek, and there are three Shubhams. So what is the namespace we are using? In the form of namespace, what we are using? We are using roll numbers, right? So the roll number plays a role of namespaces over here, so that we can identify this Abhishek is different one and this Abhishek is different one, and these three Shubhams are different one, right? So the namespace plays role of roll number plays a role of namespaces, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the popular namespaces available for your WSDL files? So these are some no one is going to ask you for this namespaces. इसके याद करने की जरूरत नहीं, ये ऑटोमेटिक इंक्लूड हो जाता है आपके फाइल में. व्हेन यू आर डूइंग सम प्रोजेक्ट, इट ऑटोमेटिकली गेट्स included in your projects. So no need to remember, but you need to know why we are using these namespaces, right? So popular namespaces are schemas.xmlsoap.org.wsdl. So a simple question for you all, for all of you: if we do not include this schemas, whether our WSDL is going to work or not? And you can simply answer what is the content of this XML schema. इसमें क्या होता है, इसके अगर इसको खोलते हैं तो इसको क्या दिखेगा हमको? Anyone?
सर XML कोड दिखेगा.
XML कोड दिखेगा. XML कोड दिखेगा.
सर पूरी URL की बात करें कि आप सिर्फ फाइल की बात कर रहे हैं?
हाँ, URL में कुछ कंटेंट होगा, ऑब्वियसली. URL में तो कुछ कंटेंट होगा. URL में तो कुछ, वो तो फाइल है ना, तो इट शुड हैव सम कंटेंट. सो आई एम आस्किंग अबाउट व्हाट इज द कंटेंट ऑफ दैट फाइल.
हाँ सर, वो XSD फाइल है तो उसमें XML वही होगा, कोड होगा.
See, I am writing an let's say 5, integer a is 5, integer b is 10, and sum is 15. So for this kind of architecture, means you can say this template, whatever you say, so we require this way: input 5, input, I am closing this input 1. Similarly, input 10, input, and this is result. So this is the schema, everyone.
Yes, sir.
It is not a schema, it is a XML file. It is not a schema. What will be the schema for this one?
Sir, XSD file इसकी.
XSD file. So XSD file क्यों? ये हम लोग कहेंगे at this point we can say it is correct. And again I am writing the same thing over here, and I am going to include a new part, new input. Input 5. Let's say input 7. And input. I am writing all these things over here again. This here. And again input or new integer, and now the result will be what is that? 15 plus 17, 22. So if we simply consider this XML, it is also right, it is also right, right? So to validate which one is correct, XML में कोई गलत नहीं होता है. फर्स्ट क्लास में भी मैंने बताया था, XML में कुछ गलत नहीं होता है, जो भी लिखोगे वो सही होगा. ठीक है. XML में गलत करने के लिए we need to validate a particular XML file, we need a certain rule. Those rules are written in which document?
XSD file.
XSD documents, right? So we have XSD documents, or we can have another document, DTT document. So ये पुराना हो गया, इसको हम लोग यूज नहीं करते हैं because it does not have this DTT concept does not have the features of defining your data types. In this XSD you can define integer, I should require integer, string values, right? करते हैं ना XSD बनाते समय.
Yes sir.
तो ये DTT में पॉसिबल नहीं था, इसलिए XSD को लाया गया. ये लेटेस्ट है, ये चल रहा है मार्केट में. तो XSD डॉक्यूमेंट इसको क्या करेगा? This XSD document will validate either this one is incorrect or this one is incorrect. So how it should validate? It has a file contents like this one: request and response. In the response we have result, and this request we have input A and input B. So on this XSD file we can say this one is incorrect. Getting my point? Because it has three inputs. I have already copied all those contents. I'm not going to write all those contents over here. So I simply say it is already over here, right? So it has three inputs and one output, but this XML file has two inputs and one output. So this XML file is conforming this XSD. So we can say this XML file is correct with respect to this XSD. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So how we are going to तो ये जो XSD लिखे हो, वन सेकेंड, जो ये XSD लिखे हैं ये भी तो XML कोड है.
Yes sir.
तो इसके लिए भी तो चेक करने के लिए कुछ चाहिए ना हमें. Anyone getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Since this XSD document is already an XML document, so we also require an XML schema for this XSD document as well. So that document is available on this URL. Getting my point? Everyone. नहीं तो हम लोग कैसे चेक करेंगे कि जो तुम XSD लिखे हो वो खुद सही है या नहीं?
तो सर ऐसे तो चेन बन जाएगा ना कि XML को चेक करने के लिए SSD है, फिर उसको चेक करने के लिए भी कुछ.
नहीं.
So how the XSD is verified, sir?
ये ऑटोमेटिक वेरीफाई होगा, तुम्हें करने की जरूरत नहीं है. जब तुम कोड लिखोगे तो वो गलत दिखाते रहता है. क्यों दिखाते रहता है? See, when we are writing some XSD codes, it is showing that red color line, right? So why it is showing? Because the contents of these files are already available in your system, right? तो हम लोग इसको यूज कर रहे हैं. अगर हमारे सिस्टम में है तो यूज क्यों कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि ये तो HTTP में दिया हुआ है. तो while you are sending those requests on internet. Getting my point? जब इंटरनेट पे भेज रहे हो तब ये इससे चेक कर लेगा. Everyone, एक सिंपल एग्जांपल देता हूं मैं, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का एक एग्जांपल देता हूं. बूट स्ट्रैपिंग कॉन्सेप्ट जानते हो ना सब? बूट स्ट्रैपिंग. Anyone heard of this term in your operating systems maybe? रहने दो, चलो. Okay, so this is how this namespaces works, and sorry. Now the last section of this chapter is use of SOAP document and literal attribute values. So it is simply saying you have in the when we were discussing the SOAP message format. Anyone remember this SOAP message format? It has two parts: the envelope, the header, and the body. This was envelope, this was header, and this was body, right? Before the designing of REST APIs, we have discussed this SOAP APIs, right, in the lab session. भूल गया सर.
Yes, sir.
So it is header. So
Sir, you are saying about bootstrap example ना, so relate करके कुछ बताना.
तो कोई पूछ रहा हो तो कोई बोल ही नहीं रहा है तो क्या बताऊं?
लॉन्ग टाइम ना, सो याद नहीं रहेगा. अगर तुम कुछ बोला तो मीन समझ जाएगा वो लोग.
ओके. सो अच्छा, इसको मैं बताता हूँ, पहले इसको खत्म कर लूंगा.
So who has learned Hindi language, right? Somu Hindi language has learned, right?
Yes, sir. Not
You have to learn.
bigger.
Hindi is our national language. You have to go from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. You have to talk in a language that is Hindi. What to do? You have to learn slowly. So today you are at Andhra, but tomorrow you will be working at Pune or Bangalore or Bombay or some Gurgaon. So there only you have to talk in Hindi only. So you have to learn. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. If you take interest, you can. It's not a big deal. It's not a
So
big deal.
Telugu is the most difficult language.
तेलुगु नहीं, तमिल सबसे बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है, और सबसे संस्कृत से भी पुराने, उन लोग का लोकल लैंग्वेज संस्कृत से भी पुराने है. आई गेट सरप्राइज. तमिल इज द मोस्ट ओल्ड लैंग्वेज.
Yes, sir.
कैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं कि आर्यन कल्चर आया उधर से, जो पंजाब पाकिस्तान बॉर्डर से, तो संस्कृत उधर से हर स्टेट को फैला, लेकिन उससे पहले तमिल था. एनीवे सो तुम्हारा कितना आज वहीं पर रखोगे ना, कुछ करोगे अभिषेक?
यस सर.
और कितना कवर करोगे?
हो गया सर, वो लास्ट पॉइंट है, उसका खत्म हो जाएगा.
अच्छा, 1 मिनट में 5 मिनट इसमें इंटरफियर कर रहा हूँ.
ओके.
अच्छा स्टूडेंट्स, वी आर हैविंग ए वेरी गुड कॉन्फ्रेंस on software engineering. It is a #1 conference on software engineering, innovations on software engineering, ISE conference, ISEC. I have sent a link to because you forward to everybody. Okay, I have sent a link to because का नंबर मेरा पास था तो मैंने भेज दिया. या तो तुम सारे को भेज दो व्हाट्सएप में. और हम लोग ये कोशिश किए हैं कि सारे बच्चे जैसे ज्वाइन करेंगे और पेपर जो प्रेजेंटेशन होएगा, आप लोग को एक आइडिया मिलेगा किस एरिया में पेपर लोग काम करते हैं, रिसर्च करते हैं. 26, 27, 28 फरवरी को होती है. 26, 27, 28 लकीली देव भैया मैं अभिषेक भैया इंगोले चारों का एक पेपर उसमें एक्सेप्ट हुआ है। उसमें से मैंने कितना 77 ना कितना 77 पेपर उसमें लोग भेजे थे, लेकिन 21 पेपर एक्सेप्ट हुआ। लकीली हम लोग का कुछ क्वालिटी था और ये एक्सेप्ट हुई है। एनीवे वो बात अलग है। तो कुछ लोग मेरे को पहचानते हैं, तो इसीलिए मैं और डीपी सर को सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग एरिया में, तो आप लोग की इंटरेस्ट के लिए हम लोग फ्री करवा दिए हैं, जो कि 1000 रुपया था स्टूडेंट लोग के लिए, वो भी फ्री कर दिए हैं। वो देव भैया आपको एक लिंक भेजेंगे। देव भैया विल बी सेंडिंग ए लिंक टुवर्ड द एंड ऑफ दिस वीक। तो आप उसमें खाली भर के नाम भेज दोगे, गूगल फॉर्म में एक भेजेंगे और आप अटेंड करोगे तो एक आइडिया होएगा किस एरिया में सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग में रिसर्च हो ही रहा है। 3 दिन की है और मेरा भी कुछ टॉक है। मैं तो वेरी जनरल टॉक करता हूँ कि लोग बात सुनते नहीं है, इसीलिए सॉफ्टवेयर फेल करता है। जानबूझ के माने केयरलेस होकर बात सुनते नहीं, इसीलिए सॉफ्टवेयर फेल होता है। 68% इन द वर्ल्ड फेल। इस एरिया में मैं कहूंगा, पर्टिकुलरली ऑन दिस वेब बेस्ड एप्लीकेशन। एनीवे वो मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन है 27 तारीख को, और उसका बाद है देव भैया को है, मेरा है 2 बजे, देव भैया का है 4:30 बजे करीबन। सो यू ऑल अटेंड इट। इफ यू आई होप यू विल रियली गेन। रास्ते में बेकार टाइम बर्बाद करके हम लोग 25 तारीख थर्सडे को क्लास नहीं लेंगे, आपके लिए छोड़ देंगे। 25, 26, 27 3 दिन आप अटेंड करो, वो फ्री है। कोई दुनिया में चीज फ्री होती नहीं है। खाली आई एम देयर एंड डीपी सर इज देयर इन दैट कॉन्फ्रेंस। आईसेक कॉन्फ्रेंस बहुत इंडिया में सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्फ्रेंस है, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्फ्रेंस। तो जीवन में अगर कोई इंटरेस्ट आप लोगे सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग में काम करने के लिए, यहाँ पर पेपर एक एक्सेप्ट होएगा। बहुत हार्ड है यहाँ पर पेपर एक्सेप्ट होना। उतना अच्छा क्वालिटी नहीं होने से रिजेक्ट हो जाती है पेपर। तो लकीली मेरी एक पेपर है, तो और एक मेरा एक स्टूडेंट है लॉ यहाँ पर काम कर रहा था, मेरे से पीएचडी किया, अभी ये में है हैदराबाद में है, उसका भी है पेपर। एनीवे वो बात अलग है। तो आई वुड एडवाइज यू टू टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ इट एंड रजिस्टर फॉर इट, जिसका कि लिंक देव भैया बाय सैटरडे वो भेज देंगे, और आप मंडे मॉर्निंग को जरूर रजिस्टर कर ही लेना। जिसको इंटरेस्ट है एकेडमिक्स में, जिसको इंटरेस्ट हो, रिसर्च किस दिशा में होती है, लोग किस दिशा में सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग में करते हैं, आपको बहुत जानकारी होएगी। और ये इट्स ए वेरी गुड कॉन्फ्रेंस, इट्स ए वेरी गुड कॉन्फ्रेंस। इंडिया में, वर्ल्ड में आप कभी देखना, इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग ICSE इज ए नंबर 1 कॉन्फ्रेंस इन द वर्ल्ड, और ये इंडिया का नंबर 1 है। आईसेक वो है ICSE, ये आईसेक इनोवेशंस इन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग कॉन्फ्रेंस। इनोवेशंस ये इंडिया वाला है, और वो फॉरेन वाला USA वाला है ICSE इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑन सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग, वो और उससे हाई-फाई वाला है। उसमें जीवन में अगर आप खरीदोगे एक पेपर, तो PhD एक पेपर में एक PhD मिल जाती है उसमें ICSE में, कभी देखना उसका साइट। एनीवे ये मेरी कहने की बात है कि आप अगर इंटरेस्ट लोगे, इफ एट ऑल यू टेक इंटरेस्ट somo, then you will really know what type of research is being going on in this area, and it has been made free for you, so there won't be any class on 25th. So this is a 3 days conference, 25th, 26th, 27th of February this month. So detail you can see, because we'll be sending the details to you, all of you. I have sent the link to Vikas, and another form Deva Bhaiya will be sending on Saturday, and you please fill up. If at all you are interested, nothing is compulsory. If at all you are interested, you can join the conference on 25th, 26th and 27th. Okay, thank you. Okay. Abhishek, close करो और क्या, ठीक है। Okay, take the attendance and close it. Okay, I am leaving. Okay. अभिषेक
यस सर,
या आप खत्म कर ही लो या
यस सर, एक टॉपिक रह गया सर, उसको बता दो। So yeah, see, it is just like we have just discussed in the previous section. In the previous section, we have seen some certain codes where we have this. I am asking. This one. So you can see over here, these are certain codes, right? These are certain codes. So these all are implemented using tools, right? We have used this WSDL tool, right, for creation of this message. Remember the last class?
Yes sir.
तो जहाँ पे हम लोग क्या करते थे, we were creating messages. Suppose we have 4 operations. So let's say addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. For each operation, we have 2 messages corresponding. So for each operation, we have 2 messages. One was input message, and the second was output message. Like if it has addition operation, so we must have addition input message, addition output message. If it has subtraction operation, then we must have subtraction input message and subtraction output message. So this way it is written over here. Similarly, so yeah, similarly these codes are automatically being generated while you were creating the web services. At the time of creation of BPL, you were choosing an option. There were 3 radio buttons. One was for web service, the second one was for REST service, and the third one was for no service. Remember? Anyone? At the time of creation of the BPL process, you must have seen this one. These 3 radio buttons were there, where you need to check this either web service, REST service, or no service. Right? Here we have BPL process name. Then here we have select menu, where we choose synchronous, asynchronous, based on events. Right? So these are the options over there. And at the third level, we either you could choose web service, this REST service, or no service. So if you are choosing this web service, simply means you are creating a SOAP based service, right? Getting my point?
Yes sir.
So if you simply click on OK, then you can see a BPL process get created, and it get joined with an SOAP service, right? This kind of architecture automatically comes up in your work area, right?
Yes sir.
So if you go to this SOAP and go to this, this is design section. This is design section. If you go to this source section, there is a tab over there, source, right?
Yes sir.
So if you go to that SOAP, you can see this similar code is written over there. So it is nothing new. ये इसलिए डिफिकल्ट लग रहा है क्योंकि हम लोग यहाँ कोड देख रहे हैं, वहां पे हम लोग डिजाइन वाले सेक्शन से देखते हैं. ठीक है, एवरीवन गेटिंग माय पॉइंट?
यस सर.
तो डिजाइन जैसे करोगे तो वो उस टाइप का शेप ले लेगा. इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि वी आर यूजिंग दी कोड्स, बिकॉज ऊपर में भी देखे हम लोग, वी आर यूजिंग कोड्स, दैट इज व्हाई वी आर गेटिंग फेसिंग सम डिफिकल्टीज. दैट इज व्हाई आई हैव यूज्ड टूल्स इन द प्रीवियस लेक्चर so that you can understand it well, right? So I have not opened that Oracle Suite in this lecture, so इसलिए प्रॉब्लम है. ओके, So they are using two different attributes. One is a style attribute. This style attribute, and it has two values. The first one is document, and the second one is you can see over here. Yeah, the first one is RPC value, and the second one is document. And if you using this use attribute, it has similarly two values. The first one is encoded, and the second one is literal. So in the in SOA, we are using this kind of combination: a style document or use the literal. Getting my point? अगर स्टाइल जो है उसके पास दो वैल्यू है, आरपीसी और डॉक्यूमेंट. यूज के पास दो वैल्यू है, इनकोडेड और लिटरल. सो इफ यू कंबाइन these two values, you can come with this four types of attribute value combinations, right? RPC with encoded, RPC with literal, document with encoded, and document with literal. So I'm actually missing the definition of this document and literal. I've already told you about this, but I'm missing the definition, actual definition of it. You can go through that SOAP where we have discussed the SOAP. SOAP, right? I have already sent you a document where it has already been written what is the meaning of this document and literal. So in this SOA, this style document and this literal combination is preferred. Why? Because it supports the notion of the idea of document style messaging model. That is the key to realize the feature of many WS star specification. That is why we are using this style, which is document, and use the literal use attribute having the values literal. This combination is used, right? So no, it is nowhere going to ask in any interviews, so don't worry. But you should know the meaning of this one. You can follow the file which I have already sent to you. So इसका मिस कर रहा हूं मैं, क्या होता है वैल्यू, क्या मीनिंग होता है इसका एक्चुअल में. ओके, so we are done with this chapter. In the next class we are going to see one second. Yeah, so see, I am going to talk about the flow. Here we have talked about the TLS, timesheet submission process, right everyone?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
तो
sir.
ये फ्लो बना लो कैसे चला है, ना तो बाद में प्रॉब्लम आएगा. ये इस केस स्टडी को हम लोगों ने यूज किया है, इस केस स्टडी को, TLS टाइमशीट सबमिशन प्रोसेस को. तो द फर्स्ट स्टेप व्हाट वी हैव डन, वी हैव सर्विस ओरिएंटेड एनालिसिस. लिसन मी केयरफुली, सर्विस ओरिएंटेड एनालिसिस using web services, meaning SOAP based web service, right? And similarly we have designed service oriented design. This is chapter 11, and this is chapter 12. Service oriented design using web services, right? So it means SOAP based services. And now in the next upcoming two chapters we are going to see one more example, one more case study, that is MUA, Midwest University Association. It is just like, मतलब एक केस स्टडी है सिमिलर लाइक TLS, जैसे वो था वैसा ही कुछ है इसमें भी. तो अगेन वी आर गोइंग टू सी अ सिंगल बिजनेस प्रोसेस ओवर हियर, राइट? इसमें क्या था, इसमें बहुत सारा बिजनेस प्रोसेस था. वी हैव गॉन थ्रू दिस टाइमशीट सबमिशन प्रोसेस. सिमिलरली इन दिस MUA वी आर गोइंग टू सी अ सिंगल बिजनेस प्रोसेस, दैट इज हम लोग देखेंगे इसको नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में क्या है, नहीं तो फिर बताना ही पड़ेगा नेक्स्ट में. ओके, सो सिमिलरली ये चैप्टर फिर से हम लोग रिविजिट करने वाले हैं फॉर दिस केस स्टडी. सो सर्विस ओरिएंटेड एनालिसिस using this time we are not going to analyze our business process using not web services. We are using REST based services, REST based web services, and this is chapter number 13. Similarly, the next chapter is service oriented design using REST based सर्विसेज. ओवरव्यू मालूम चल रहा है किसी को, कैसे चल रहा है चैप्टर?
Yes, sir.
So in upcoming 2 chapters we are going through same process, but in the next upcoming chapters we are following the REST based web services and REST based web services for designing as well as for analyzing. But in the previous chapter number 11 and 12, what we have done, we have analyzed the TLS timesheet business process. We have also designed the TLS timesheet submission process, but using web services, right? So it will include the similar kind of process, is also include the similar kind of process, but in this chapter we are going to use the REST based concept. जो हम लोगों ने एग्जाम्पल डिस्कस किया था वाइल कौन सा चैप्टर था भाई, व्हेन वी आर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट REST based API designing, right? Lab session, remember? So those concepts are going to be used here, right? Okay. Any issues, any doubts?
सर सर्विस मॉडलिंग सर एनालिसिस के पहले होगी कि बाद में?